Hi guys, it's the doll place, and this carpet is super defined. Thank you.
Today we're taking you on another behind-the-scenes look at how we created our Tinkerbell Disney fairy photos, and yeah, so the first thing that we did is designed the outfits of how we could kind of convert these crazy, complex fairy outfits into doll form.
So the biggest problem that we initially ran into is the fact that their dresses are made of plants. So we had to find a way to get a leaf print and a petal print onto a fabric, so yeah.
The way that we did this was we took some regular old just cotton fabric along with some printer paper, and we just ironed the fabric completely flat so there's no wrinkles in it whatsoever. Then we cut it to the size of just a regular piece of printer paper, put some glue on it, and then ironed the paper with the glue in it. Sounds really bad. That's because it kind of is.
Yeah, I don't think this is technically good for your printer, but you do what you gotta do, and that's just what you gotta do. So, yeah. I don't know if I recommend this tutorial. Once again, it might damage your printer, or your fabric, or your livelihood, or your reputation.
Okay, so once the piece of fabric paper is created, you put it in the printer face side, fabric side down, and you watch the magic happen.
And
any second.
Yay! And just like that, you've got a magical leaf on fabric. It's incredible. It's amazing. Just peel that paper off and you're having a great time.
Then of course we don't want the ink to rub off or get onto the doll, so we put some sealant on it and also made it glossy, more like a leaf, and we even added some glitter to be like pixie dust. We also did end up lining this on the other side just to be sure no ink or anything ever gets onto the doll because that's really bad. But here's what it looks like once we cut out our pattern pieces for the Tinkerbell dress, which is the first dress that we did. You guys can see it looks just like a leaf. It's crazy. And yeah, so her dress design is pretty simple, and we just started sewing this together to create Tinkerbell's dress. And like I said, we did lining against this because we don't want any ink on the doll, and it just makes the dress better quality, not just flat like this, you know. And here is what it looked like when it was sewn without the lining. And then here is what the completed Tinkerbell dress looked like on Kit. Her hair was really not what it ended up looking like in the end at this point. And here's all the detail you guys can see. She looks just like Tinkerbell.
Next step is Iridessa, and she is this very obscure flower. It's called a...
I forgot what it was called, but we had to really look it up.
Yeah, so that was like a journey, but let's just say she is one of a kind, she is unique, and so we just found the petal by itself, and we're gonna repeat this process. We're gonna print out however many petals she needs, I think it's 6, and then we'll do the top as well, and yeah.
So same thing, we just printed this onto fabric and put some glue over it and let it dry. Sealant is on it, and yeah, it's definitely flower petals. And then we just had them hanging from my dresser along with a bunch of other of the fairies that we kind of did it all at once at this point. We did Rosetta and Fawn. And then we just let this dry, and this is what her dress ended up looking like.
Cool, cool, cool. Next was Silver Mist, and for Silver Mist we didn't print the fabric. We just found this ombre silky fabric from Joann's, which is like perfect for Silver Mist, so that's what we're going to be doing or using to make her dress, so yeah.
And we had to like make a pattern up completely for this, obviously, and the really hard part was like the twisty end at the bottom, and we ended up using wire, and yeah, it was quite the challenge, probably the hardest one, but I think it turned out really good.
Next was Vidya, and we are back to our printing madness, and we just printed out this purple leaf, which Vidya's is, so yeah.
So it's pretty much the same process as before, just printed it, then covered it in like a glaze and a finish, and then added like some backing to it so the ink wouldn't go through. But her like pattern was really complicated because she had pants along with the shirt, and like a collar, and we just ended up making some crazy pattern. But it ended up working, which is good. This one definitely took probably the most time out of all of them, but I think she looks like Vidya.
Moving on, some of our fairies required wigs.
So basically, we just brushed out a whole bunch of yarn to make Fawn's wig with a comb, and then flat ironed it, and then pinned it all in her hair in like wefts that we ended up making. And then for Vidya, we just made a simple hair extension, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. Lots and lots of bobby pins, but it ended up pulling off the look enough, I think. And we also made her outfit, which was the Never Beast outfit instead of her like other one. I don't know, we just chose to do that one. Lastly was Rosetta, and we just did the same thing. We printed out just some simple pink petal things, and then we cut them out and sewed them to be her dress. Then we had to make wings for each and every one of them, and we just used some thin wire and made the exact design that the Disney Fairy wings have. And then we used some cellophane and just used some spray adhesive to like bind the two together. Then we kind of just used some steam from an iron to get them really fused, and we added some glitter on top of that until we had 6 pairs. And then we added some paper clips to be like the hooks to get attached to their dress. And then everyone just had their hair completely done because some of them just really needed their hair pinned a certain way to look like the character. And this is what they all ended up looking like.
So yeah, this really was quite the process. Definitely more than we thought it would be originally, just because of the hair, the wings, printing things out. But I am very pleased with how this turned out, and I just think that we really did it. We made our dolls Disney fairies, and that's just dandy.
And we took all 6 of these fairies and put them in this giant bin and took them outside to take the picture. Got some very strange looks from people. It was great. Yep. Thumbs up. Okay, so we just finished taking the picture outside, and everyone is a mess right now. They kind of fell over and got pine needles in their hair, and got we got it. So we're gonna go back and edit it and see what it looks like. And this is the final product of the picture.
They're fairies. They're very cute.
This was a lot of fun to make.
Yeah.
I liked how I was able to make each of our dolls look like each character, and I'm glad to have these outfits in our collection, and maybe we'll make some of them available in our Etsy shop soon. But yeah, it was just a fun project. It was definitely took a while.
Bye.